We're back. Dr. Bruce B. Baird is a coach, mentor, podcaster, and author, but also a dentist. He joins us now to discuss tips for professional success and his book, Legendary Leadership. It's great to have you, Dr. Baird.
Well, it's great to be on, Dr. D. I'm very excited.
Dr. Baird, your resume and bio are so extensive. As a fellow doctor who also wears many hats, how do you explain what you and your passions are to others?
I've always enjoyed, obviously, dentistry, but I also enjoy people, and I enjoy, outside of the business realm, just getting to know people and sharing information that could help them in their journey with whatever they're doing in business or in the practice of dentistry or, in running other companies, that type stuff. And I've been very fortunate to have those opportunities in the past.
So I was fortunate to have a father who was a dentist, and I got to see how he changed people's lives, and that led me on my path. How did you get into the dentistry field yourself?
Well, interestingly enough, I've lived in Texas my whole life, but my grandfather was a dentist in New York City. Kind of crazy. He was friends with Babe Ruth, and from the time of it that I was 8 years old, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be just like my grandpa. He was a dentist. He was bigger than life to me, and he enjoyed what he did. And so it was very fortunate for me because I never really had to worry what I wanted to be, going to school and everything else. So it was a real blessing for me to have had him as a model of what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Wow. I'm very interested more in your whole origin story. What led you to the successful path that you're on right now?
It comes into, it didn't start out that way. I spent time in the Army, U.S. Army, for 4 years. And when I got out, I wanted to open up my dental practice in this little town, Granbury, Texas, a very small town. And I tell people I was the absolute worst boss on the planet. There was no question. My dad was a Marine aviator. There was no gray areas. Everything was black or white, and so I kind of got into the management of my business that way. And I had to learn that maybe that way wasn't the only way to be a leader. And I started to learn different things, communication skills. And I was so frustrated in my business because I just didn't feel like I was being a very good leader. And, and my book talks about that and how self-reflection, looking back at kind of where we were, what I'd been doing, and really just trying to become a better leader. And that's been my mission now for probably the last 25 years, not only in my dental practice, but also I have several other businesses that I started, and a software business, another that's in a consulting business. And I found that the little triggers and the little things that you do with your team, not micromanaging, but training and teaching and helping and getting to know them, makes all the difference in the world, from a productivity standpoint to a job satisfaction standpoint, all of those things. And so it's been a journey, and I don't think anybody ever attains legendary leadership. But I do believe that people can strive towards that. And hopefully my book is going to be able to help people to look at it and say, okay, well, maybe I'm not so bad. These are some things that you could do to increase that communication and really take care of the people that work with you and work for you. So that's been kind of my journey in several businesses, but it's been a fun time for me, even though early on I was so frustrated.
Tell us a little bit more about this book, Legendary Leadership, and how do we get our hands on it?
Well, it's going to be coming out in June, I think June 1st, and it really is a book that is uplifting for your team, the people that work around you. And it wasn't that way early on. I joke that everybody in Granbury, Texas used to work for me. And in the beginning of the book, I talk about there's a lot of ex-employees that are probably looking at this book going, you got to be kidding me. But It's about self-reflection. It's about changing. It's about getting better. And those are the things that this book really spells out over a period of time.
Fascinating stuff. Dr. Baird, thanks for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.